Welcome to Drip of Love Family Coaching. Whether you are a parent, guardian, or just someone passionate about helping children and teenagers grow into the best selves, you've come to the right place. I'm Rachel Okbako, a family coach and a life coach for children and teens. My mission is to empower families to thrive and build strong, healthy bonds. With my guidance, you can create a nurturing environment where children can flourish and reach their full potential. I offer personalized coaching sessions tailored to your family's unique needs and challenges. Join the Drip of Love Family Coaching community today and start your journey towards a happier, more connected family dynamic. Through my online coaching platform, I create a vibrant community for kids and teens aged 6 to 17. Here, they'll learn about the Bible in an engaging and relatable way, discovering the profound love and wisdom it holds. But that's not all. We also dive into meaningful conversations about life, discussing topics like morality, values, sex education, goal setting, emotional intelligence, bonding with family, and everything that truly matters. Imagine a place where your child feels seen, heard, understood, a place where they can ask questions, share their thoughts, and grow in their faith and character. That is exactly what I offer. I also offer expert resources and online courses for parents, equipping them with the tools and insights they need to raise well-grown, confident, and faith-filled children. Parenting is one of the most rewarding yet challenging jobs, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. Together, we can nurture a generation of children and teens who are strong in their faith and values. I'm also the author of a fast-selling preteen and teen daily journal, a tool designed to help young people reflect, grow, and connect with God and with family and with themselves on a daily basis. It's been incredible to see how this journal is impacting lives, helping kids develop a deeper, more personal relationship with God, and building a daily discipline and consistency they need to thrive. I believe every child deserves a chance to thrive, and every parent definitely has what it takes to support their child. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, click the notification bell to get notifications whenever I post a new video. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Drip of Love. Thank you so much. Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome to today's special Father's Day live show. Happy Father's Day to all the amazing dads out there. Thank you so much for joining us. Shout out to all intentional fathers who, amid the pressure, amid the stress, still give fatherhood their all. Shout out to you all. Today, we want to discuss the topic, Dadventures. Dads can be fun. Dads can be fun. Dadventure is a term that combines dad and adventure. Okay, so what is fun to you as a father? And what is fun to your children and teenagers? What is fun to your children? What is fun to your teenagers? What does a father-child adventure look like? What is it to them? Okay, your children get only one childhood. Your children get only one experience of childhood. If they are 1 year old, they get only one opportunity to be one. So how memorable are you making it for them? Okay, what does it mean to them? How memorable are you making it for them? That is what we want to talk about today. We want to debunk the myth that dads are not fun. Okay, dads can be fun, yes. So we want to explore ways of making the most of fatherhood. We want to explore ways of bonding, of creating memorable experiences
with our children, with our teenagers. So it's going to be an exciting time. I don't know how excited you are, but I'm really excited because we have the most amazing guest in our midst or joining us today. So I'd like you to meet our guest for today.
Today we have an extraordinary guest whose multifaceted life and career have been a source of inspiration to many. He is a dedicated pastor, an insightful teen coach, a skilled geologist, and a proud father of 4 beautiful children. His profound impact on the lives of teens across the globe is truly remarkable. Known for his dynamic speaking style and ability to connect with young people and parents, he brings wisdom and guidance that resonate with people of all ages. He's here to share insight, experiences, and wisdom that would resonate with fathers and families everywhere. So sit back, relax, and join me. Welcome, Pastor John Will Otobo, to our Father's Day celebration. I'm thrilled to have you with me today.
Welcome, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
Can
you
you hear me?
so much
Please
for
confirm that
having
you can
me.
hear me. Thank you.
Thank
It's a
you. I
huge
can hear
honor to have.
you.
Okay, so we're talking about Dadventures. We're talking about fathers being born. You know, recently I saw a video of an interview, like these random interviews they have with different persons, and they ask several young people, okay, so who would you sell in your family, or what member of your family, which member of your family would you sell? And almost everyone said, I'll sell my father. I'll sell my father. I'll sell my father. And sometimes you see some random social media posts of people just having fun with their fathers. Maybe the few, like the very few fathers that are fun, having fun with their children. And you see people saying, where is this happening? Where? It can never be my father. Some persons will say, my dad has left the WhatsApp group. He has closed it up. So why do you think that is? Like, why do you think a lot of dads are not fun?
Well, for some, it's from their background, how they were raised. So they feel that masculinity, you have to be serious all the time. Your children must fear you. You know, when you come, it's just to give orders, tell them what to do, and all. So you just discover that most times, because of how they were raised and how they view masculinity or fatherhood, a lot of men don't have fun times with their children. They just come back, daddy says you should do this, they will get this ready, they don't smile much, they don't want to feel vulnerable around their children, they want to be respected, they feel that if you do so, you'll be respected and all. So it's a thing that came from their background, sometimes it's cultural. In certain cultures, men cannot show vulnerability, men don't cry, men cannot calm down and play too much around, you know. Men can't even dance in public, or men will be, you know, but these are not correct, you know. So fatherhood can be fun. Fathers can be fun to be with. And I was glad when my son, because I work 28 days and come home 28 days. And one of the days I got a call from my son, and he said, Dad, we miss you. It's just like 1 year. He said, Daddy, the house is boring without you. If you know what that did to me, that was a strong statement. He said, Daddy, the house is boring without you. My first son said that to me. You know, my children, anytime I want to go out, my daughter will ask me, Daddy, must you go out? I said, no, I won't be in the house for 24 hours. So that means there's something I'm doing that they want me to be around, you know. I am fun to be with. I'm a fun dad. And I think that many fathers can be same, you know, if they change their mentality. and give themselves a bit of vulnerability and knowledge.
Okay, some persons are saying the background noise. There's a background noise coming from your end. Could you please turn off any other device that is on around you, if possible? Okay, so but let's go on. You talked about you being fun to your children, and your children always expecting to see you or to have you around. I saw a very popular quote. I'll just read it. It said, "Reject society's narrow definition of fun. Fun can be found in quiet nights. Fun can be found in good books. Fun can be found in deep conversations, or even doing simple things like homework and stuff with your children." So I feel like a lot of dads, if you check so many families, if you take a scope of so many families, you notice that so many children tend towards their mothers. A lot of children tend towards their mothers because dad are seen as strict. They don't know how to have fun. They don't know because they don't even spend time with the children. So what do you think is fun for our children? What do you think is fun for our children?
For some children, is having their father be around them, spending time with them, just like the mothers do. And also fathers showing emotions, because some fathers do not show emotions. They feel that men cannot be too emotional or show emotions, And fun is to like what your children like, something that gives your children joy. And sit down around, share laughter, good moments, and all. But some parents just feel that let the wife be doing all these things. I don't have that time. I'm the thinker, I'm thinking of bread, I'm thinking of all these things. So being the father in the house and providing or being the man. Some people think that fatherhood is being the man in the house and providing for the family, not knowing that your children want your time. They want you to feel what they feel. They want you to teach them. They want you to smile. Do the things that can make them happy. So little things, and these things, they're not. You don't think that it must be you planning one big thing, but there are many little things you can do that can be fun. And when you're not around, your children miss you. So it can be fun to just be there around them, tickle them, make them laugh, have a dance, a funny look. Things that just bond you and your children without instructions or shouting. Just that smile, that hug, that questioning and all. We'll talk about the things, but then this is our fun things, things that make the people happy.
For a lot of children, I feel like the idea of the dad that they experience is the dad that is always shouting, that is always instructing, that is always correcting. So most of the times you only encounter, are you with me, sir? Okay. I don't know if you can hear me. Your phone is off.
I can hear you.
Okay, so most of the time, the only perception of their father that they have is the father that is correcting, the father that is instructing, the father that is shouting, the father that is stressed up, trying to control, So, I think we need to, as fathers, we need to spend more time with our children. We need to understand that the children want to see superheroes that they can relate with. They've seen a lot of superheroes. They've seen Spider-Man, they've seen Batman, and the rest of them. They want to see a superhero that they can relate with, that can talk about everyday events, or talk about have everyday conversations with them. So thank you so much for that. And I don't know if you can still hear me because your video is still off. Okay, you're back now. Can you hear me, sir? Please say something.
I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. So I hope you didn't miss the last thing, the previous things I said, but let's go on. So many dads are fun, right? Like you said, you talked about upbringing. So many dads are naturally fun, naturally fun. So they have the sanguine temperament, they have the outgoing and boisterous personality. So it's just being fun comes easily to them. It comes easily. So what do we do with some of the dads that find it difficult? Those dads that are introverts, those dads that do not have it in them. What do we do? What do we say to them? How can they be fun?
Okay, so for me, being boring, this noise is increased. It's a noise.
What's going on?
Can we have 2 minutes to make sure we end this noise?
Okay, okay, please. I think it's coming from your end. Okay, so let's go on just as we wait for our guests. So fatherhood is not just about the instructions. Fatherhood is not just about I remember so many times where when my husband is not around and the children will be like, oh, there's always a void when the father figure is not there. There's always a void. And as a father, if you are not filling in that void, even if you are present in the house, the children will just assume that there is no father. They just they just incline towards their mother and they just get used to one parental figure in the house. And as parents, this is not what we want. So what do we do? How can we be more fun? How can we be more fun as fathers? So I don't know how many fathers are here, or how many mothers are here for, or how many wives rather are here for their husbands. So can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I don't know. Please leave in
So,
the comment
so
section. Let's tell me the noise is the noise better now? Is it better now?
has it? I
Has it
think it
reduced?
has it reduced?
I think it has. So maybe we should just go on. We'll get comments. Okay. So
Okay.
I was talking about
So
okay.
okay, how to get supposedly boring dads to become more fun to be with. I think certain actions that we take is because of the knowledge we have. Knowledge precedes some actions. For an instance, when I was younger, I didn't like to eat beans or unripe plantain, but as I grew older and had knowledge of their nutritional value, I started eating certain food because I know that they are good for my health. I know that they are better for me, when I take them. So knowledge precedes action. And I know that some dads, if you know that you play a key role in the development of your children as a father, that your bonding with your children will help them in the future. It will make you want to do things that are fun, things that will make them have good memories. Research had shown that a dad that is involved, actively involved, when dads are actively involved in children's lives, those children experience overall satisfaction in life. They have less depression. They become more positive. They have more positive interactions with their peers. They become better siblings. They have better relationship with their siblings, and they lower the risk of engaging in dangerous behaviors. When a father has this knowledge that if I do these things with my children, it begins to change him. he begins to be more intentional. A lot of dads are not intentional. They do not have knowledge. They do not read. People just have children. It's easy, it's biological to be a father. But it takes more than that to be an intentional dad, a fun dad, an involved dad. It takes knowledge, knowing that this thing I'm doing with my kids will affect them positively for the future, knowing that my children will be better for it. And you create memories. I remember Idahosa's son, one of Idahosa's sons said, one of the things he can never forget is when their father cooked for them. This memory has not left his mind. His father will cook for them. So you will create, they say, create lots of memories because you do not know the one each child will pick. So you can be a fond dad by knowledge, because this will affect my children's cognitive and emotional well-being. So I want to be more intentional. I want to come out more. Do you know, I saw 7 affirmations of fatherhood, and I will read them out. 7. When you know these 7, it begins to shift the way you think. It begins to make you want to be more involved as a father. Number 1, one of the affirmations we must tell ourselves every morning, every day. You read it to yourself to ensure that you understand it. Let it come from the heart. Is that I'm a guiding light to my children, shaping their future with every action I take. I'm a guiding light to my children, shaping their future with every step, every action I take. Number 2, my love and dedication provide the foundation for my children's confidence and success. My love and dedication provide the foundation for my children's confidence and success. And another, number 3, every moment I spend with my children is an investment for their happiness and well-being. Every moment I spend with my children is an investment for their happiness and well-being. Number 4, I will always tell myself as a dad that I have the strength and wisdom to lead my family with compassion and integrity. I have the strength and wisdom to lead my family with compassion and integrity. Number 5, I will tell myself through my actions, I teach my children the values of respect, resilience, and responsibility. Through my action, I teach my children the values of respect, resilience, and responsibility. Number 6, I embrace the challenge of fatherhood, knowing they make me a better man and father. So no excuses. I will embrace the challenges that come with fatherhood, knowing they make me a better father and a better man. Then the last, and I love that one, my presence and my involvement are the greatest gifts I can give my children. My presence and my involvement are the greatest gifts that I can give my children. So by that, I want to be a fun dad. I want to create memories with them. I want to be around because of the knowledge I have, because I will be involved, knowing that if I'm involved, it will help them to be better. It will create better memories. So God does not make mistake. Our children mirror us, knowing that the way I treat them, they will treat their children same way. Do you know, Benson Idahosa's son cooked for his own children, and they loved it. His father cooked for him, and he is cooking for his own children. My father, one of the things I remember about my father is my father entering the kitchen with my mom to cook and present the food. And that I have done severally with my children. So for you to still say your children are calling you a boring dad, you need to change that mentality. You need to have the knowledge that, see, anything I do with my kids now will affect them tomorrow. I don't need to be that all uptight. I don't want to be vulnerable. I don't want to be emotional. Create memories, create fun with your children. It will make them more responsible. It will make them better people. It will develop their cognitive and emotional well-being. So with this in mind, no man should be boring at home. No man should just sit, come back. You know that song that we were singing when we were small. It's wrong. Queen, 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 far away. Mother in the kitchen cooking rice. Father in the parlor watching all those. Father should not just be in the parlor. Eh? Father should not be reading newspaper and not be involved. If you do that, you're not creating the right environment for your children to thrive.
Thank you so much. I'm so blessed. I'm not a father, but I feel like also for not just for fathers, even mothers. Okay, so from these 7 affirmations, I think towards the end you were so fast I couldn't get the last two. But the third one said, every moment I spend with my children is an investment for their happiness and well-being.
And
I don't know
well-being.
how many are here. I don't know if you're here to hear this, because this is like this is what
I'd like you to hear the last one. The last one says, my presence and my involvement are the greatest gift. My presence and my involvement are the greatest gifts I can give to my children. I'm not just present, because some people can be present in the house, but they're not involved. So my presence and my involvement are the greatest gift I can give to my children.
My next question. You know how the rat race can be these days? Fathers are busy, things are difficult, people are trying to make ends meet. So I feel like a lot of fathers are genuinely busy. So a lot of times, even the time they come back home, they feel like that's the time for them to just unwind, relax. For so many fathers, that's the time for them to catch up on old friends, catch up on missed calls and some messages that they probably did not see. So how can that actually balance the need for relaxation, balance the need for socialization, and the need for connection and bonding with their children?
The truth is, you can't see it. Even Bible says there is time for everything. There is time for everything. And that people make out time for what is important to them. People make out time for what they love. All of us, somebody wrote that many things cannot be equal, but everyone gets the same 24 hours, gets the same 7 days in the week, but we make time. We make time for what we truly want. We make time for what we love. Do you know, same fathers make time for football. Do you know, in my estate where I live, when I go around at night, I want to do my 10,000 steps in the day. And I'm trying to, because I prioritize exercising now. As I'm going around, I see many beer parlors packed out, many clubs packed out, and 80% of the people there, in fact 90, are fathers, men drinking. And I'm asking, when you drink late into the nights, when will you have time? Now we can say, this drinking thing, maybe we're talking about unbelievers. Some people is work related and busy and trying to balance life and all that. But you must make out time for what is important to you. People create time for what they love. It's knowledge. If I know, do you know, as a father, I started quitting as I became a dad, because once you become a dad, your life changes forever. You cannot be living life like before. That's why, see, there's too much of accidental parenting. One has to be intentional. And that's why fathers should go for books, have knowledge. Even people before they marry, I'm begging all the young men that are listening to me, if you're about to marry, read books. A friend of mine gave me a book, The Point Man by Steve Farrar. And I thank him, Dr. Siri, for that book. There's a book. In fact, if you read all of Steve Farrah's books, there are many books you can read. You change your mindset. You make out time for your family. Do you know you will not have your children forever? So in their formative years, we must be part of our children's lives. We must make out time for them intentionally. You must cut off some things. Do you know some people waste time? They watch football. They take out time to go and watch football, and they do other things. They spend time. You must be intentional. You must put your family. For me, see how to do it. Every week, you must plan, and it should involve your children. If you're taking schedules, if you come back from work, do most of your time. Make the most of the time you spend the little time you spend in the family. Make the most of them. Every day you come back, in the morning you can be part of their bathing, in the night you can be part of their devotion, you must make out time, little times. Make the most of all your time you spend together with your children. Then also make out time for special moments. Plan your week, include your children, include your family. Plan your activities, I know a father that every time he's going out, he takes his children. If he's going for a wedding, the children are part of the plan. They are discussing in the car. As they go, he drops them in the wedding. He does not stay. You must not stay in the reception for every wedding. So sometimes you must not go for the church service because I will spend this time with you must plan it. You must be intentional. You must not be found everywhere as a father raising children in their formative years. So you have to plan. You have to make plans. In the month, make plans. Then be deliberate. For an example, I'm a dad that stays home for 1 month and stays off for 1 month. Do you know, every single day I'm at work, I must speak with my family. I call them, ask them, how did your day go? They are my highest priority after God. Family comes next after God. I don't want to miss it, so I call them. So fathers, anyhow we do it, we must balance it. Find time, give up some things. There's a particular group I belong to. I discovered that their meetings are on Sunday. So I had to give up that group for now, for my kids to have time with me. Sundays, I take them to the basketball court to go and watch basketball and to sit around. Are beautiful for me. And I don't want to go for one meeting that I can do without. I will explain that right now I'm raising my kids, for they are in their formative years, 0 to 8 years. And I don't want to give them that mentality that I'm too busy. No. Even God made time on a Sunday to rest. So I carry my children to unwind. We move out to the basketball. We move out, we take a walk. And I miss that meeting. People can go for their meetings. So there are some things you must be deliberate about. I take my daughter, if I want to go and MC an event, and I know that every week I've been busy, I take her for the wedding. And she sits down. As we're going in the car, we're bonding, we're chatting. I'm showing her this, I'm showing her stuff. I take her for visitation. I take them for visitation. So you must be deliberate about it. We must not be too busy for family. Because these same men will watch football. These men will go for meeting. You see, all this fellowship after fellowship, sometimes it's because people are not intentional. People don't have schedules. If you are intentional about your family, you go to church, as church closes, all this standing to gist, and you don't go for every invitation. Right now, I don't go for every invitation. When they tell me, I say, sorry, I have things to do. I'm not the kind that I used to be before I had children. Before I used to be everywhere. But now, oh man, I'm not. I'm sorry, I will apologize later. My life changed since I had children. Joey, you don't call me. I called you, sorry, you did not come for my occasion. I'm sorry. I needed to. Oh boy, we cannot be explaining these things to our children all the time. I have to be everywhere. So we have to be very intentional. Create time for what you love. Create time for what is important to you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Rachel. I can't hear you, Rachel. I can't hear you, Rachel. I
So
can
can you
hear you
hear
now.
me? All
Yes.
right. So you shared part of the next question. I was going to ask you some of the fun activities, but I love that you said sometimes you bring them into your own activities. I think a lot of dads that are viewing this should adopt that pattern. Okay, our children
Yes.
don't always have to. We don't always have to separate them from, detach them from our own programs or from our own schedules. So we can include them. We're going
Yes.
somewhere to a friends meeting. We can just take them. They would even love.
Along.
They would even learn some
Yes.
things about the new environment, new things.
Environment, social skills. As they go out, they interact. They meet other people, you know. So
And
it's
then
important to bring them in. Yes.
that is if your maybe your working conditions are really really tight. Yes. Otherwise, there are so many fun places or fun things. Okay, so you talked about taking your children out, walking around basketball fields. Can you suggest some other fun things some dads can do? I mean, even if they are not taking anyone out, some fun things they can do, whether outdoors or indoors.
Okay, like I'll start with myself. Some of the things I do with my kids, I do chores with them in the
Chores.
house. I say, yes. I say, can we clean the parlor? The next time you're cleaning the parlor today, let me join you. So we'll be
Mm,
doing stuff together. See, my side is cleaner, you know. So we can do chores together. Then I
mm,
also deliberately teach them
mm.
board games.
Okay.
There was one time I posted when I was teaching them how to play Scrabble, and I knew how much it took me. You know, we were playing Scrabble. I was teaching them. It was exhausting, but I know that it's an investment. So we're playing. Then even the ones I cannot play, for an instance, a chess. I can't play chess game, and I know that it's good for their mathematical abilities and all. I got the chessboard. Someone else taught them. Then I sit down to watch them play. Sometimes I go and sit down and see them. They are playing. They are making their moves and all. So you can teach them board games, play board games with them, and I also take them outside. Like their bites. Recently, I was going out holding them. My last son is trying to know how to ride his bicycle. We're going round. I escort them to the school bus, and I wait for them when school bus returns when I'm around. In fact, children in the car always wave at me, and I think sometimes they just feel like, such a dad. I hug my children publicly as they come down from the bus. I shout, I'm waiting for them. We say, hey, you're back. You know, all these things are things I want them to feel special, feel love. I escort them 7 a.m. to the bus. I open the door. Sometimes I hold their lunch box just to put them. Then sometimes I deliberately go to the school. I know that school bus, I paid for school bus, but I deliberately go close to when the school would be over, and I come in. Then I surprise my kids too. Do you know, if I'm coming back, I will not tell them I'm coming to their school. I will just drive in. As this, these are fun things. My children will just come out and see their father. You need to see the shock. If I one day I went, my son jumped so high. He said, Daddy, hugged me like this. You came. They were excited. Sometimes you will not ask them what they want. You buy ice cream as you're coming back home. You will just want to create I do movie nights. There was one period I off all the lights, bought popcorn, and we watched a movie together. Sometimes I tell them, I want to watch this punch Bob with you. Then I begin to engage them. I say, this Bob is very annoying. And I don't like, why is Patrick so stupid? They'll be laughing, they'll be explaining to me. These are fun things you can do. I also take them to go and cut their hair. You know, when my daughter was young, everywhere she's going to make her, I knew where to go and make my daughter say. In fact, one father was so angry that John Will, you're setting the bar too high for us. That his wife told him that. John Will takes his daughter to go and make her hair. John Will chooses the style. John Will follow them. Do you know, I go to the internet, get hairstyles and show my daughter. We pick one and we take it to where we've gone to FSP in town. And I sit down, sometimes 2 hours, they are making my daughter's hair. And she feels, even the women there say, is it your daddy? Your daddy loves you. And she smiles. It's priceless. Then I take her to the tailors to make clothes. Sometimes I show styles from the internet. We choose together. And I go to buy her clothes. Recently, by the time she came back, I bought a sandal. As she was dressing up, I just bought the sandal. She smiled. These are things you can do, fun things, and I gist with my children. I can gist with them. I bring a gist. We will gist. And I crack jokes with my children. These are fun. What my son told me this morning that made my day? After they said Happy Father's Day and all that, so we're going in the car. He said, Daddy, I hope you're the one preaching today because I love to hear you preach. I love to listen to you. What more can I ask for? That my son finds me interesting. He said, Dad, I hope you're the one preaching. Daddy, I hope you're the one preaching today. I said, why? He said, I love to, I like when you preach. Or for me. So you see, it's always beautiful. We've gone to some centers that they will play and I'm around, remove my shoe, try to, even the one that's my children. In fact, my son tells me, say, Daddy, there's no fried like your fried rice. My fried rice, I tell when I cook, when I make their eggs, when I fry their eggs, I arrange it such that, recently I served them, when they were on holiday, I served them, I made their eba, they now rolled it. I tried to do something different. I rolled the eba like different, then put the soup, now dished it, put on a tray and said, today Daddy is serving all of you. I went to drop one for each of them, brought their water. They were all smiling. There are many things we can do.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. There are so many things. I think we lost you there. There are so many things we
remember all
can
of them, but
there's so many things.
I video them. I make videos, and you can just make videos at home, fun videos. You can actually get skits from the internet that are nice, Bible skits and all that. We'll watch it together. You can. There are many things you can do that can be fun in the house. So when you're not there, the children say, "Oh, I wish Daddy was here." Their birthdays, you make it memorable. You dance. You can, do one dance. Like there's so many things you can. Your children, you're creating. They say create a lot of memories because you don't know the ones that your children will pick to remember forever.
Thank you so much, Pastor John Reed. Thank you. If we allow him, I know. I love listening to you as well. Seriously, I really love listening to you. Okay, so you shared so much. You said, and one of the major things I picked from this is your style of modeling, because there is nothing as good as modeling. That is the best teacher. Modeling is the best teacher. So I think so many fathers are missing that mark or missing that part of modeling. We want to instruct them, want to tell them what to do, but they never see us doing it. We want to tell them how to behave, but they never see us behaving that way. So children learn from, this very popular saying, monkey see, monkey do. That is the best way you can teach your child as a father. Okay, so I think because of time,
mirroring your children, mirroring is one of the ways of mentoring. Mirroring you. When you show them these things, when you live it, when they see you, you know that my children they will never be men that are lazy because they see Daddy work. I sweep the house. I'm intentional. I do things for them to see. I wash, I iron. That I was teaching them how to iron, and it was fun that day. The first day they will learn how to iron. We set the regulator. We did. I said I will do it first. Everybody, when you mirror, and they know that Daddy can do it. Daddy is not lazy. If I say I can clean, if I can cook, I'm mirrored for my children. Their wives, by the grace of God, We will not have men that are just there. Men that feel that it's only to provide and just be there. Father in the kitchen, in the parlor, reading book. Far away. It's not with me. I am an active dad and involved dad. I mirror.
So much. Thank you, Pastor Joey. Okay. All right. So, fathers, I hope you are hearing this. I hope you're here. I hope that fathers are here listening to this, and mothers as well, because this is not just a father's thing. But I think it's very good that I'm hearing this from a father. Very, very, very important to hear this from a father. Okay, so because we do not have a lot of time, I would like to end with this conversation. So I think a lot of fathers find it easy to have conversations with the younger children. In fact, everybody loves the smaller ones. Whatever you do, if you tickle them, they will laugh. If you do this, they will be happy. It's easy to please them. But as children grow older, all right, as they become teenagers, as they become young adults, it becomes very difficult to please them. It becomes very difficult to understand them. It becomes very difficult to keep up with their interests. So, how do you think fathers can, how can fathers stay fun and navigate these different phases of life in the life of their children?
You know, the truth is that sometimes um, we may not have been part of the process while they're growing. So, or we did not really bond well because there's a way you bond and come up. I know that they will begin, they say there are 4 stages of parenting. The first is when they are totally dependent on you. Anything you say is correct. But they come to the point where curiosity sets in, they begin to question, Daddy, why? Now, at this point, sometimes parents don't give answers. They begin to say, I said because I said so. No, if you begin to answer their curiosity, begin to show some empathy and understanding. My child, Daddy, I don't want to wear this skirt. My daughter came to the point where she said, I don't want to wear this skirt. Why don't you want to? Okay, do like this. We begin to talk. Then they get to the third phase where they want to be independent. That's the teenage stage. This is the stage you're talking about. At this point, this is what I want. But if we have been coming alongside to this third phase, even if this third phase for every parent stage, parenting is difficult. For me, I will say sometimes create room. We will give them some space. Number one. Number two, know their preferences. And allow them to be part of the things that are fun. Get them into the schedule. So what do you want? If your teenager does not like to follow you to certain events, so what do you want to do? Would you want to get them to be part of the plan, to be part of the structure, and understand from their end. And don't be too callous that you don't want. Teenagers who want to express themselves, they want to be independent. Show that empathy, show that understanding, and say, okay, you prefer this now. Okay, so how do we fit it in? So let all of us be part of the plan. So, and do not see at this point that it is war. And sometimes, please give them their space, because we need at a point to give our children space. Yeah, there could be family dinners together. There could be prayer time. There are some things that are sacrosanct. You cannot be too big a teenager that you will not come for devotion. Yeah, you may want it not to be too long, but then you will come for devotion. Family dinners. Let's have time. Then try to create the time to talk with them. Once, can we just gist? Try to, even if they don't tell you anything, try to fill up that gap. Try to still tell them you love them. And try to say, I'm watching out for you, and I still care about you. If there are questions, be a bit patient with them at this phase. Be a bit patient, and please always be there. Don't abandon them. She doesn't want me. She doesn't want. Always still, you're the parents. Always still go. Knock at the door. I just wanted to know. You see, love. You see this love. It conquers all. Love conquers all. Even at this phase that they seem to be difficult, love conquers all. Keep showing love. Keep showing empathy. Keep showing understanding. That's why some children say, my mother is more understanding. My father does not understand me. Because sometimes patient mothers are a bit patient. They want to listen out from your own view and listen to you. It's only one story that I've heard. One of the teenagers that said, I did a sample. I say, in your house, would you prefer your mom or your dad? I almost 80% said mom. A few of them, 20, said their dads. And I was asking them why. One said, my dad understands me. My dad is very understanding. I say, how? She said one day she stood with a boy, a boy as a teenager. They were talking. Then later, when she came home, she was just gisting with her mom that what is wrong if you have boys as friends. Her mother say, okay, you're preparing my mind so that you can be standing with boys. You want to be friends with boys. So you are planning to. The way the mother was gingering, she was shocked. She couldn't say much. The mother said, try it in this house, ginger that. But when she told her dad the same thing, her dad said there's nothing wrong. I understand that sometimes in a girl's life, you want to be friends with the opposite sex, there's an attraction and all. But sometimes why parents are concerned. She said, why is that parents are, she was asking her, why is that parents are overly concerned when you stand with a boy? He said, because what you're thinking may not be what the boy is thinking. So sometimes your spirit, your mind may be free, but is the boy thinking the same way? So sometimes parents don't also want you to make mistakes. The way he did the explanation, the way he showed that, and all that. So you see that understanding. So when they become teenagers, we should be understanding, be a bit patient, make room, bring them into the plan, allow for their preferences. If they say, Daddy, I don't want to go to this place, say, okay, where should we go? Create a balance, show that understanding, then continue to love them. Love conquers. Love conquers. That one, keep loving them, keep calling them, say, I'm still rooting for you, I'm still praying for you and all. You see that at the end of the day, you would win them. At the end of the day, they will never forget. Say, my dad never gave up on me. My dad still looks out for me. And I was, even when I was foolish, because every parent must be prepared for this stage. It will happen when the children. So if you prepare, you read books about it, you discover that to be forewarned is to be forearmed. When they come to you say, I already knew this stage will come. So you still keep at it, keep loving them, keep bringing them in, keep following them, keep allowing for their preferences.
Thank you so much, Pastor John. This has been a really insightful conversation. And I hope fathers are really actually listening to this. Okay, so I think the most important thing at this stage for the teenagers is to bridge that generational gap, because our teenagers are learning new things. They are growing. They cannot keep sticking with that fun pattern they used when they were still kids. So fathers will need to keep up with them. So, like you said,
Yes.
it has to be continuous. So, if you have a child that is still very young, good for you, like very good for you. You have to be intentional to keep so that you will not have that gap. And as they grow up, as they become teenagers with the developmental changes and everything, you have to understand them. Like you said, read books, learn things about them. Right now, there are a lot of different things teenagers prefer, different kinds of games. You're bringing their childhood game and they're telling you, especially teenagers have phones now, so they see what is trending, they see what is going on now. So they will feel like, don't take us back. They will feel
Yeah.
uninterested. So, and another thing is, there's a lot of distraction, digital distraction. Some teenagers would rather be on their phones than spend time with a boring dad. So
They're boring that.
fathers will need to keep up. Fathers will need to be on their toes. So what are your final remarks for fathers?
So I am deliberate about changing the narrative. They said if we do not learn from history, you will repeat history.
Mm.
There are certain mistakes my own dad made that I do not want to make. And I'm very deliberate about it. That because my father did this, made these mistakes, if you do not learn from history, you will repeat history. So I want to be that dad that my children will remember. I see at funerals how people cry for their mothers because of the memories their mothers created, because of the impacts. Sometimes it's even the father funding it, but it's the women that stay, that physical touch. that understanding, that empathy. But I told myself, I want to be that dad. Even if I provide, I want to give that touch. So I read, I go for conferences, intentional parenting conferences. There was one that took place in Port Harcourt. We went in, 90% were women. We were few dads. We went to learn on how to raise the boy child, how to raise the princesses at our home. All of us that went there, some of them are medical doctors that made time because we want to be intentional. We don't want to make mistakes. We don't want to make mistakes. So we read books. I'm reading Point Man by Steve Farrar. I'm reading Finishing Strong by Steve Farrar. There are a lot of good books that parents can read that it will make you a different father. You see things differently. You don't shout because you're masculine, your authority in the house. With all of this knowledge, with all of this intentionality, you will be different. And I'm already glad that my son can say to me, Dad, just 1 month, he says like 1 year. I wish that you are around. The home will not be boring. Why is this happening? Because I'm intentional. Why is this happening? Because I'm reading. So I wish all my fathers that are here to go back, read, be intentional, be fun. When you go home, put off your phone. Sometimes our phones are always our distraction. Leave it. Look at them face to face. There are many times I have made such mistakes. Me too, I've made such mistakes. But as I grew, I started saying, no, I have to be deliberate about this. Keep my phone. How are you today? So God bless us as we put these things into practice.
Really deep conversation, really insightful. And I'm sure everyone that joined today will have something to go back home with. Okay, so remember that fun is in the quiet times you have with your children. Remember that fun is in the good books you read, the good times you have with your children, the deep conversations, the quiet nights, the dinners, the family times, the outings. Remember that fun or adventure to children is your presence. Your presence. I'm going to read again the second affirmation. Or is it thought every moment I spend with my children
it's an investment for their happiness and well-being.
And involvement are the greatest gifts. So what investments are you making right now at this point of your life? What investments are you making? So we should understand that our children are the greatest investments we can make. So we want to make ends meet as fathers. We want to provide. We don't want to be infidels. Good. But this is equally important. This is way more important than that provision you want to make for your children. So I hope that everyone enjoyed this session. I did. I was blessed. I learned a lot. Thank you so much for joining me, Pastor Johnny. This is a huge honor to have you here. Thank you for gracing Drip of Love platform. Thank you so much, everyone else, for joining me. Thank you for today. I hope you got something to go back home with. If you're a father and if you're a mother here, if you're a wife, I hope you've got something to recommend to your husband if he's not here. So don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe to the Drip of Love YouTube channel. We are on Instagram, we are on Facebook. Thank you everyone for joining me once again. We have a lot more educational content coming up. Happy Father's Day to all adventurous fathers here and in every part of the world. Thank you for joining me once again. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.